Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Monday, the 26th of April. All right, we've got a classic risk-on sort of day in the market, stemming from Friday. US equity markets up. You got the dollar block rallying and the dollar falling. Okay, now there's a lot of expectations as we come into this week, right? You can sort of see clearly what's happening in the market just at the moment. Bit of a mixed result here at the moment on the US Treasuries. And so the Treasuries is sort of getting left behind a bit. And the whole focus this week, you'll see up until Wednesday afternoon in New York, when the Fed finishes their two-day meeting. So there's a lot of talk around Jerome Powell talking about just shunning the tapering. They're going to be talking about when is the Fed going to start tapering? And this stems from the Bank of Canada last week, which brought forward the potential for interest rates by 2 years or interest rate changes. So if Jerome Powell comes out and says, look, we're not doing any tapering, we're not doing any of that sort of stuff, it puts a bit of downward pressure on the Treasury market. And you think that's a bit of a bearish dollar sentiment, right? We'll have to see how it plays out, but that's the sort of focus. As we move towards Wednesday, the hype in the market around the Fed meeting will just intensify. Now, let's just come over and have a look at the charts, give you an idea of where things are. So you can see now, like the dollar has sort of gone through a bit of a kick in down through 91, the figure on the dollar index itself. And this has a lot to do with obviously euro, which is 58, makes up 58% of that dollar index, moving above 121. It's like euro. I'm a big underestimator of euro strength at the moment. And it keeps, periodically just blowing me away how it continues to rally. But I'll show you the bond markets in a second. The European bonds, the yields has been sort of increasing. So bit of extra flavor into the euro. But what we'll see is, and I'll show you some data coming out just today to focus on the IFO data. Look at that. And then you got the durable goods as well. So just having a look, Aussie and Kiwi, they've had a bit of a mixed week or so, especially last week, sort of half trending down sideways. They're continuing to do that, as is sterling as well, right? Sterling's still got that little connection to the pandemic, with the vaccines and all this massive growth that's going to happen. I think, we are starting to see a few positive numbers, but we're not seeing sterling rally. So it's hard to work out exactly what's going on in sterling, and that's why I've been sort of sidestepping it somewhat. Dollar Swiss following the dollar general move, as is sort of dollar yen, but, with a bit of wild price action. Here's that move last week, obviously, with the Bank of Canada coming out saying they're going to bring forward the possibility of raising rates from 24 to 22. A real big Canadian strength release. But now it's just sort of chopping away, trending down with that dollar weakness, but oil starting to fall a bit. So that's going to put, potential upward pressure on dollar CAD. Tricky one for the loony fans on that one there. So really, to me, the major focus is still euro, right? And as I was saying, there's some key data to keep an eye on today. Keep an eye on those, the IFO business data, okay? And also those US durable goods, right? That's something to give us maybe a bit of dollar direction early in the week. But right at the moment, just keep an eye on the equity markets, because they are doing us a good favor, showing us clearly a risk on, risk off profile. In this situation, equities up, risk on, the dollar block rallies, and that's what we're seeing, right? With the current trend up for the dollar block and down for the dollar, it's an easy one for traders to get confidence with, see the connection with the equity markets, and they jump in. So I can't see this dollar trend, which is just slightly down at the moment, changing just at the moment, unless there's some sort of dramatic news. And I can't see anything coming out that's really going to shake it down too much. So just be aware that's where we are in the markets for Monday. Wednesday's the big day. Wednesday afternoon, once we hear from the Fed, we'll know exactly what the dollar's doing from there. A lot of people think this Fed meeting is a non-event, but you know what? The more it's a non-event, the more usually it kicks into gear. We'll see. Anyway, have a good trade day, good week. We'll catch you later on. Cheerio.